weathering. It simply means that physically you pull the stone and whatever might be underneath there. Sometimes there's either a plastic underlayment or a fabric, you know, a woven synthetic fabric. So all that would just need to be pulled back far enough. You can regenerate the curve. Right now it looks like...
This is some of the better stuff. There's some real bad.
Yeah. Well, with weathering, whether it be a mower deck or mower wheels, with continual bumping over time, you're going to have what was once maybe a nice curve or a nice flat section that starts to generate some waves with time. And then the mower deck too. The mower deck starts to scrape and hit the top of it. And then being in Wisconsin, you have freeze and thaw, so there's going to be vertical movement. So what once might have been a real nice installation and level with the grass, it can start to move, and sometimes that happens even in a year.
Okay, we've seen ads where they put like cement and then put 6 inches wide of cement or 4 inches wide, and then they go along with a design across the top of it. Do you do anything like that?
I don't do anything, and I don't know what the going rate is per lineal foot. That I'm not sure on there. I'm not crazy about it for typical residential applications, but for an application like this, where planting beds may stay put for years to come, that's actually a viable option, because now you don't have the issues with the mower wheels and the mower deck that I was just talking about. You can have mower wheels run on top of that. It's concrete, it's poured concrete. So that you can have the concrete dyed in different colors.
Do you have any ideas who does that kind of job?
There is actually a company out of DeForest. It's Earthscape Curb and Mulch, I believe, is the full name.
Beck, you want to put that in?
Beyond that, I don't know who else does that.
Okay. Do you have any other ideas other than the same plastic for this?
Well, cost-wise, this is the most effective way to go about doing it when you have stone, because with stone you need to have some kind of barrier. Otherwise, obviously, you have stone out into the grassy areas. There are more costly areas, such as the concrete, but in addition to a hard surface, you could have stone, like a flagstone. You could have brick pavers.
For in here.
For the edge.
For the edge. Oh, okay.
Right. Yep. You're asking about options. For that.
Yes. Sorry.
Yep.
I missed, excuse me, I missed part of the conversation here, but would you have a ballpark on the cement edging versus
No,
this?
I don't.
He can't do that.
I mean, 3 times as much or whatever.
Most companies don't do that. That's actually that's a new thing. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that particular company maybe has I don't know if you'd want to call it a trademark or a patent or what have you on it that would inhibit other companies from doing it. That I'm not clear on. But
a friend of mine had it done up in Merrimack. I'll check with him, see how it's holding up, see if the frost is bothering it or not. But he had it look real nice.
Yeah. Well, anytime you have concrete, that is one possibility, is to have, you know, the freeze thaw cycles do a trick on that. So there undoubtedly would be some cracking at some point.
Yeah, I imagine.
Okay, it sounds to me like we're about as far as we can go on that, other than what you've said. Actually, you're recommending staying with this unless we find something from another cut.
Another inexpensive way to do it, and it still will look good when it's done.
It still look good. How about the bushes in this area?
Well, these are a bird's nest spruce, and I love them. They look great. They have some really nice character. Your burning bushes have been nicely trimmed. They look real healthy. I don't see doing anything differently.
Now, when we go around here, you're going to notice a lot of them have gravel that the weeds are starting to grow up because the plastic has been pulled up from, I believe, dead bushes in the past. I'm not positive. Maybe you can tell. But so we probably should move on. And
does anybody have any knowledge of whether or not additional rock has ever been added?
Not to my knowledge. No, not since I've been here.
You know, because it washes. I mean, I see my neighbors. I've seen
settles,
that it
too.
runs down the center of the strip and out into the road, and it settles, and it's just looking kind of sad, I think.
All right, let's move on. Okay. You know, do you know anything about gutters or cement work?
Limited. What's
Okay, question here is, most of these are starting to crack.
And we're talking about the pads here.
The pads, lots of them are cracking. That I don't think it's they're not breaking into stone yet, so it's not an emergency. Any opinion?
Well, you typically will see settling right here as you have.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that same effect through multiple units.
Some of them got so bad that they did mud jacking and pumped
We
them up.
just had it done
You just did.
because we had to have planks to get in there. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and they finally lifted it up.
Yeah, in some cases you can have a drop like
That's
that.
what ours was. In fact, I can
Okay.
tell you.
Let's
So you
move
have
over here.
settling taking place here, so then that's why it's cracking too. There's some uneven settling.
Yeah,
So-
ours still is cracked, but they brought it up. I don't want you to
And before we go too far too, I mean, if you want me to point things out along the way, too,
Absolutely.
I'd be happy to do that. Right at the corner here, looks like a real nice grouping of hostas. A lot of you know that plant. It's just my opinion. There are better places for that, even though it looks really good right now. I would lay money that at some point at the end of June going into July, the leaves probably get some brown edges on them. It's really a shade-loving plant, so that's something that theoretically could stay, or it could go. It doesn't have to be totally removed, but could be transplanted to a shadier location.
I got the perfect spot for
Yes.
those.
So you'll see them throughout,
Okay.
and they'll be able to tolerate the sun to some degree, but you'll see the effects. The coloration will be more bleached.
Between all the driveways, you're going to see this. Just replace gravel. What's your opinion here?
Well, you could actually go with a larger stone to begin with.
So they don't wash.
You could dig out a section, do a finer stone down below, and then do a larger stone on top to, yes, answer your question, to keep it from washing.
Okay, so first, so you dig it down, put smaller stone,
Right.
and then larger stone on top, so
Larger
it doesn't
stone on
flow
top.
away.
In a light rain, it's not a big deal, but when you get a good velocity, a good downpour, it's going to shoot out there pretty good. The splash block is just accelerating the water even more, and it's directing it to one point, and that's why you're creating that
Okay.
gully like that.
What's your question?
So one of the things that I've noticed that happens in my unit down the way is when they plow in the winter, they like, well, you guys got something here, but they like to plow that on my grass. So in the spring, there's nothing but rocks from here are plowed into the lawn. So they're not